fuck you want?
Glasgow, Scotland, make some fucking noise!
Well, since my arrival, I've been shut down in my fucking room with a bad case of the shits. And haven't been able to go out anywhere or do anything. It's brutal.
Well, let me give you some background on this tour. You know, we've been talking about, you know, doing shows with Ice Cube for a while, and it all started back in the States. We started doing some shows together, knocking shows down with Bone Thugs and Harmony, ourselves, and Ice Cube. And people started getting excited about it back home. So we thought, you know, let's go somewhere else with it, you know, because it works so well in the States. People would come out to see Bone Thugs and us and Cube, and it just worked. You know, the catalogs go great together, right? So then came Australia, and we put the smash down in Australia. Game didn't show up, but you know, it ended up being great with us and Cube and some of the local artists. It just proved that Cypress Hill and Cube, you know, we could pretty much tour any place and we're gonna, you know, smash it out the park. We just have the catalogs for this, you know, and our fans in these places ends up showing up. So after Australia was over, you know, there was talks about Europe. And the talks about Europe actually came before Australia, but you know, Australia happened first. And so, you know, we knocked them shows out. And, you know, I think we still did one or two stateside shows and whatnot, but like the hype started to build out here, you know, in the UK, because one, Ice Cube hadn't been out here in probably 10, 15 years. And although we tour a lot in Europe, we hadn't hit a lot of these parts in the UK in a while ourselves, and let alone coming with Ice Cube.
Cheers. Cheers, lads.
Got here, cold as fuck, but 12,000 or so people was here to see the show, and they didn't care about the cold, and they came and they represented.
We knew that there was going to be a sizable crowd here, and you know, getting to Glasgow, getting to Scotland, you know, we'd been hearing that, you know, that we sold a lot of tickets, and it's probably gonna, you know, be sold out if not close. And sure enough, we get here, it's packed. And I'm sure, you know, the other guys probably said, you know, that there was a young crowd, and there was, and that was amazing, because you know, there's fans out there that have seen us over 20 times, and other fans that have seen us 0 times, and there was more of those fans out there, and we've been seeing more of that. So that felt good to know that, you know, these young fans via the streams like Spotify and Apple Music and Pandora are actually listening to the streams and getting familiar with our catalog and showing up. That's the only explanation as to why, you know, our fans are getting younger and showing up. You know, there's some of the music we played, I would imagine that some of the people weren't born yet at the time that we released this album, yet they're out there singing the songs with us.
I think for the first show we did really good, and the fans, they were ready. And what we noticed was that we have a lot of young fans, you know, like really young fans that probably were not even born by the time Black Sunday came out, but they knew the songs, They were hyped, they jumped up and down, they were loud, all of that. So, seems that, you know, Cypress Hill is for the young people.
And there was great energy out there. I mean, I think some fans, they wanted to go nuts, but they just wanted to absorb every minute of it. So they sort of reserved so that they could like actually process the experience, the first timers anyway. And it was an awesome vibe, man. You know, we were pretty tight. You know, we didn't have too many mistakes on there, and that's pretty good, because you know we don't really rehearse in the in-between time. You know, we just snap in like pros. You know, we're very professional in this way, and that should be in the dictionary. Professional, professional, and official every time. That's Cypress Hill.
Unbelievable. I mean, the guys told me about, you know, coming out to Scotland. They hadn't been out here in a while, and how the fans were out here, and man, they really lived up to the expectations. It was amazing to see the crowd. The crowd that I was taken by was it's like a whole new generation of Cypress Hill fans that are out watching the show now. I mean, I saw teenagers out there today. It was amazing. So Glasgow, Scotland, man, it lived up to the expectations for sure.
Wasn't it here where we came with, we put out Rise Up?
Yeah.
And the guy asked us, so, the fuck you raising up about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was here. Yeah, this is a cool country, you know. I like it better in the summer. It's fucking balls cold outside, but it's dope. Like I said, you know, which is a typical thing with us, not a lot of time in one city, but it's, you know, it's cool. On to the next.